7 days EuroCup in association with
Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's telecast of Game 1 in the 19th edition of the 7 days EuroCup Final. Tonight, AS Monaco host UNICS Kazan in the start of a 3-game series to lift the European crown. We are at the Stade Louis II, the home of AS Monaco, and tonight they host UNICS Kazan at the start of the end of the 19th edition of the 7 days EuroCup. You can see the players arriving here, and we get a chance to talk to Coach Perfidis.
Monaco is very similar team to us. We are more or less same type of teams. Not two big stars. We are two teams that are trying to play physical. I'm expecting a tough game. So it's going to be very important concentration, the energy that we will play offensively and defensively. So it's going to be an interesting game.
The thoughts there of head coach of UNICS Kazan, Dimitri Perfidis, and this, the players from Monaco arriving to their home arena. These shots filmed earlier this evening. A very focused look from the players as we talk to Coach Mitrovic.
I think it's one of the most aggressive teams in the EuroCup. They show how they play, especially they have defensively, offensively, a lot of weapons to play. They show in a semi-final, quarterfinals against Lokomotiv, against Virtus Bologna. Maybe we look like each other, but they have some maybe players, very great individual players with a good team defense and a lot of individual talent in offense and in a couple of words.
Well, here it is, finals game 1 as AS Monaco host UNICS Kazan in the 7 days EuroCup. My name is Liam Canny. As ever, it is my privilege to be with you tonight. I am joined in the commentary booth by my partner, Martin Henlin. Martin, the teams started way back in September, and here we are now in game 1 of the finals.
Yeah, it's a terrific journey, and both of these teams have had a very similar one as well. They both started out slowly, but as the season has rolled on, they've both become stronger and stronger, and ultimately the two best teams are here ready to do battle for the title.
You can see, of course, last year we didn't get a chance to enjoy the finals, so Valencia Basket are the holders. But tonight, Martin, we will get a new champion, and if AS Monaco lift the crown, it'll be the first time in the club's history.
Yeah, the first real significant silverware for this club, and what a story it will be. And of course, the great thing about this series, Liam, is that the pressure's off. This is just about winning the trophy. They've both qualified for the EuroLeague for next season, so this is all about the silverware. Who gets to win the ring for next season?
You can see the graphic across the bottom of the screen. UNICS Kazan have lifted this crown back in 2011. They beat Seville. Marko Popovic, Croatian international, was the MVP. But tonight, Martin, two young stars with Mathias Lessort on the left and John Brown on the right.
Yeah, what a battle in the paint we're going to see between those two bigs. And in the shooting guard as well, Jamal Smith, the MVP of the EuroCup, and sort of like almost unheralded Rob Gray. What a time he's had since he's joined this team mid-season.
Well, Rob Gray was the MVP of the semifinals, and Mathias Lessort the MVP of the quarterfinals for a Monaco team who, Martin, are a surprise package that they're here. You know, we know that UNICS Kazan brings some pedigree to this tournament, but for Monaco, it's the first time here at the top table of EuroCup as you see the UNICS Kazan players taking their position here on the floor.
Yeah, well, it's only their second time competing in the EuroCup, so they were a solid team last season, but to go all the way, you know, they finished, tough regular season. They were 6-4 in the first group stage, but then they've just blossomed. And what you like about a Coach Mitrovic team is he gets the chemistry at the defensive end of the floor, so they're never out of it. They defensively, they get stops at the right times, and they've got ways ways of putting points up in crucial times, and they've got, and with Lessort, who have just been a monster since the playoffs began, you know, they've got a beast in the paint.
Well, you can see the UNICS Kazan players on the floor. They won the crown in 2011. The club was also in the finals in 2014 when they came up short against Valencia. 4 players from that team, Martin, UNICS Kazan, are with the club tonight.
Yeah, and you can't do not underestimate the value of that. You've got players that are battle-tested. They've been there, done that. And don't forget, of course, you throw in Jamar Smith, who won the EuroCup title with Malaga a couple of years ago. So they know what it's like to get to this level. But don't discount Monaco as well. They've been through 2-3 game series to get to the finals, and they've done it the hard way. You know, they lost the first game against Budućnost in the quarterfinals, and then do not undervalue the prospect of going to Gran Canaria and beating them on the road. So we have got 2 top quality teams, and I think the best thing is for both of them, they can just relax and play. You know, we've qualified for the EuroLeague. They give us a trophy if we win. So this, first and foremost, Coach Mitrovic said in his pre-game notes, this game has to be fun before anything else.
Let's just bring the viewers up to speed with how the teams got here. As you mentioned, Martin, AS Monaco beat Budućnost Podgorica in the quarterfinals. They won that series 2-1. In the semis, they beat Gran Canaria. Rob Gray made that buzzer beater in the second game. As you see the lineup here for UNICS Kazan. Kazan are here by nature of the fact that they beat Loco Cuban in the quarterfinals. And then they did something nobody could do in the tournament this year, Martin. UNICS Kazan beat Bologna in the semifinals.
Yeah, and just to prove the point, they didn't beat them once, they beat them twice. He said nobody else has beat this team. Let's show you what we can do. And that roster that you've seen flash up there, they've got depth, and that's the edge they have over Monaco. Monaco goes with about a 9-player rotation, but they have 6 or 7 players who play huge minutes. Whereas Kazan, they will spread the minutes across the team. Coach Priftis will get a lot of contributions off his bench, although he is a big man down tonight.
Yeah, Jordan Morgan is a scratch tonight, and so certainly the club will miss him in the front court. The back court for AS Monaco, Rob Gray and D. Bost, as we see the starting 5 marked across the bottom of the screen for UNICS.
Yeah, that starting lineup. Interesting that John Brown is customary coming off the bench. They're going to go with Klemenko instead of Morgan, who's out injured. And then they've got that same balanced backcourt. Cannon and Theodore in particular ones to watch out for.
Off screen, Martin, you and I were chatting, so as we look at the starting 5 for Monaco, but UNICS Kazan, the EuroCup MVP, Jamar Smith, does not start, but that's not a surprise for Kazan at all.
No, he's been a sixth man throughout his whole career. In fact, when he won the title with Malaga, he was the 6th man. And what you'll see with Smith is he has an impact on the game as it goes on. You won't get fireworks out of him in the first quarter, probably not in the first half, but as the game wears down and defenses get a little bit tired and he's still got his springs, he's bouncing around to get his open for his jump shots.
Well, here are the 3 wise men of the combined officiating crew tonight, and it's quite a feather in the cap for the referees as well, as they've been selected to oversee the finals. So our congratulations to the referees who are here. And you know, Martin, let's not overlook the fact that we are on the French Riviera with a chance to play basketball. Can you think of anything better?
Yeah, well, in fact, if anything as a player, you'd rather be somewhere else, you know, because there's all the distractions available around you. You want to be able to focus, and they'll get that opportunity when they go to UNICS on Friday and Sunday.
Just a reminder, we saw the graphic across the bottom of the screen, the one-team program. One Team is EuroLeague and EuroCup Basketball's corporate social responsibility program, supported by Turkish Airlines and in concert with the Special Olympics. One Team uses the positive power of basketball to reach out to groups in danger of exclusion in local communities, exclusion due to substance abuse, gender, or disability. All 42 EuroLeague and EuroCup clubs participate in the One Team program. Well, Martin, just put us in the mind of the players now from Monaco. They can play with house money. They don't necessarily have to be here, but here they are at the finals with nothing to lose.
Yeah, but the pressure, if anything, is on Monaco. They know what an uphill climb it will be if they lose at home and then have to go and win 2 on the road in Kazan. So they'll want to hold home court. They're confident doing that. They've not, obviously they took care of Gran Canaria here in the semifinals. They were looking to do that again. So they want momentum, control the tempo of the game as well. UNICS is a team that likes to get out and run. So look for Monaco to slow this game down. And if they can get this victory here, the pressure goes all on the Russians.
From UNICS Kazan's point of view, they'd love to come here and sneak this game on the road, and then they go back home with some fans in the arena, and they've got 2 games to win one should they sneak a win here on the road tonight.
Yeah, and it's all about confidence as well. So, you know, the way the game starts out, you know, this is a 3-game series. That's the way every team is treating that. And so they want to start well. UNICS clearly is the favorite just by virtue of the route that they've taken to get here. And so for Monaco, they can relax. They know the pressure's on the team in green, but also they want to get this home win desperately. Because even once you're here, you can say, oh, we'll just relax and have fun. You want the ring. You know, it's like, I don't want to be a bridesmaid. If I go to the wedding, I want to get the best man speech in.
Well, the referee steps into the center circle, and we are underway here on the French Riviera. First possession to AS Monaco in the white uniforms as UNICS Kazan settle into man-to-man defense.
And look to see if Monaco, and indeed they do, get the ball inside early. Feed the beast, get Mathias Lessort going in the paint, take advantage of his size and strength.
So first blood to the home side as Lessort finishes with authority off a pass from Debost. And we've got our first foul. Martin Lessort with the first person to put his name in the referee's book.
Yeah, that's a tough battle for him down there. As you see him with the slam dunk at the other end. But Klemenko's, you know, a big workhorse, and he's going to try and take up space in the paint, try to alter Lessort's impact on the defensive end of the floor. He wants to come off and help and block a bunch of shots. He's not going to do that with Klemenko battling with him in the paint.
Mid-range jump shot is off the mark, and Monaco take care of their defensive boards. Little isolation here on the wing as Marcus Knight gets a little bump, and a shot from the halo hits the rim.
And as I said, talking about confidence for Monaco, the likes of Knight, they want to get him going early. You know, he's not going to give them 20, 25 points, but if they can get good percentages out of the so-called role players, that will boost the overall team's attitude. For UNICS, a little bit less because their big scoring power is coming off the bench.
We're going to foul on the ball here from Damien Ingles, who's putting pressure on Jordan Theodore, so it's sideline out of bounds for UNICS with a fresh shot clock at 14. Theodore's trying to make the entry pass, but he'll get a high ball screen from Klemenko. Weave, he'll go at Lessort and spills it. We've got our first turnover.
Yeah, and there you see the impact Lessort does. Didn't show on the high screen, just let Theodore come into the paint and then made sure he did not let him draw the foul.
So UNICS shows some man-to-man pressure up the floor. Beaten easily by Monaco. And Debost calls the half-court offense. Boston experience international. He won't be fazed by this moment. Knight lets fly, and it's good for a 3 from the top of the key.
And that's a tough offense. We said we want to see Knight get hot, give confidence to this home team. And interesting, you mentioned Bost. You know, Debost is going to play 30, 35 minutes tonight. So expect to see UNICS put a lot of pressure on him when he's bringing the ball up. That's why you're seeing that full court defense, not to really cause anything, not trying to get steals, just to wear down the point guard.
Well, Klemenko can't make the little bunny inside, and so again, Monaco clear their boards. They push down the floor, and good transition defense by Kazan as Knight throws it into the first row.
Turnovers a big part of this game here, and you know, this is the basics the coaches talk about. Talk about rebounding, turnovers, making good decisions, and that, you know, do not want to give the opposition second chance opportunities, especially off unforced errors.
Martin, that's the worst place to turn it over, right in front of the coach.
Yeah, do not make eye contact.
You just look to see who you're guarding and get back on defense as quickly as you can.
Yeah, sprint, that's for sure. And this is the problem with no fans in the stands. You can't say you were distracted by somebody up there.
Klemenko with a thunder dunk. And all of a sudden, Kazan opened their scoring account.
Yeah, the one thing to say about this Kazan team, they will not get flustered if Monaco rolls off a 7-10 point run. They're very happy to come back from being in a deficit.
Bost lets fly with a 3 from the top of the key and strings it. Nothing but net from the American.
Well, you see both teams playing with a great deal of confidence.
Shot from inside the paint, and Lessort claims his second defensive rebound. Monaco get out in their lanes quickly.
Interesting to see that not a single UNICS player went to the backboards either. So that's a psychological thing. They don't think you can get an offensive rebound, you don't even bother going.
Little bounce pass to Lessort, skips it across court, and the three is up and good. And all of a sudden, we've got a first time out here as UNICS Kazan want to talk things through as they're facing a Monaco team that have said they've come to play. Watch this pass, skip pass from Lessort, right to the shooting pocket. It's up and good, and it's the third three here in the opening frame for the hosts.
You know what you love about Monaco's offense so far, 4 made field goals, 4 assists. They are getting points out of the passing game. So the offense is rolling defensively. Hard to be much better than conceding 2 points in the first number of minutes.
Well, right now, Martin, UNICS have been victimized by the three-point shot. They're a team that live on threes. UNICS attempt over 30 threes per game, but right now they're on the short side of an 11-2 score here at the first time out.
Yeah, notable that UNICS haven't even got a 3-shot away yet. So, but again, as I say, Coach Priftis and his team, they won't be flustered. You know, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Best of 3, that's the thing to remember. And the other thing is, even if you lose game 1, it's 1 game at a time. Even if there is royalty watching in the stands.
Well, here's the dunk from Klimenko, which is the only score so far, I beg your pardon, from Kazan. Nice little bounce pass to open up the scoring opportunity. And this was the first score of the night, the high pick and roll, and Lessort goes right to the cup. I always think, Martin, coming out of a timeout, you want to get a good offensive look, at least a good shot if you don't come away with a score.
Yeah, for sure. And you see, I was about to say, let's see if UNICS try to get to the basket. Oh, wow, White just playing defense when he's on offense. But let's say, for UNICS, they want to get to the basket. They want to try and get Lessort in trouble. He's got 1 foul. They get a second foul on him. That would be a big boost.
Well, Lessort posts up and draws our first shooting foul tonight. He'll be the first guy to toe the line. Spins, and he might have got away with a little travel, Martin.
Yeah, referees looking upstairs instead of checking the ground, Warriors. But again, in the modern game, though, Liam, you know, you could call a travel every single time down the floor the way it's almost like they skipped fundamental school when they were 12 and 13. Now, you see when the travel gets called, they look at the referee and they say, what? But I only dragged my foot a little bit. You're like, it's a travel.
Well, this is a dream start for Monaco. It's a double-digit lead. They're at home, but as you say, there's plenty of time still in this game, and Lessort dispatches both free throws.
Yeah, you know, watching that semifinal that UNICS played against Bologna, this is not the same performance. They came out as if they had something to prove. Not doing that so far. Monaco are just bringing some fire.
Nice pass inside to Klimenko, who goes off the window.
Well, that's a positive for UNICS that Klimenko's coming up with early buckets, but if he's got to be their main offensive option, Coach Mitrovic and Monaco will be very happy, because Klimenko's not going to score 40 points and beat him by himself.
Again, Lessort gets a touchdown in the low post. Hands off tonight, who lets fly from the corner, and that's short. As Cannon comes up with the rebound. Now, can he get something going? You can see how Lessort is standing off Klimenko, almost daring him to shoot a 3.
Yeah, Klimenko's no threat whatsoever outside the red zone. Cannon is, though.
And he makes you a profit. Cannon drains a 3.
And that's the firepower. You mentioned the amount, the volume of threes that UNICS get away, Liam. You know, this is Cannon. This is before Smith even gets in the game. They've got so many weapons from deep. So an 11-point deficit doesn't mean a whole lot. They can come back in a hurry.
Well, the play's very physical on the ball as Lessort will let fly with a shot from the elbow. That's too strong. Quick outlet pass to Theodore. Round the back goes Theodore. A little hesitation, dribble. And then it's inside again to Klimenko, who right now is the man for UNICS Kazan.
Well, I said they can't win with him doing it all by himself. Well, why not? Look at the way he is rolling. And we talk about that position. He just works for the strong space and then finishes with ease.
And then he signals over to the bench, Martin.
Yeah.
He's looking for a sub.
Yeah, you better believe it, too. He hasn't had this much court time to start a game in a long time.
Now, can Monaco respond? Lessort wants it in the high post. Gets some contact, no call. And Theodore claims the rebound and is off to the races.
Well, we're talking about Klemenko. That was excellent defense by him there. Excellent defense, even though he's shattered. You know, he jumped out, stopped the penetration, and forced Monaco into a shot they didn't want to take. Almost as good as a 24-second violation.
There's the transition foul here by Rudy Demahi. And good timeout, Martin, from Coach Prifties, who his club have got themselves right back in this game after that timeout.
Yep, and he knows his team gets better when he goes to his bench. And so that's another reason why he's got that little edge here. Now they got John Brown in for Klemenko. Makes them smaller, but they're more athletic, and now they can switch at just about every position on the floor.
Good help side, but the finger roll finish is up and good.
Well, that's exactly what we talked about, athleticism. The quickness that Brown gives them off that high screen. Klemenko's got to go post up. Brown just says, throw it up there and I'll finish.
Speaking of athleticism, Lessort glides to the basket, lays it up and in.
Well, it's safe to say Mathias Lessort is a next-level big man.
Well, the game's got good tempo and rhythm now. And look at the pressure, Martin, extending. The guards come all the way out. Look at the pressure all the way to the center circle. The three is up and good. And it's Okaro White who knocks down that trifecta.
Well, you hate to say it, but how good is this UNICS team? Because they were getting crushed to start this game, but just patience. And then, as I said, that three ball, they didn't even take a three-point shot for the first 5 minutes, but they've gone in and they just started draining them right back in it.
Yeah, White hedges hard here on the high ball screen and picks up a foul. You can see the perplexed look by White as he's working the referee.
Yeah.
Those big guys are foul magnets, Martin, aren't they?
Well, that is a play that's been called all year, and that is a foul. No matter what referee, what league, what standard, you can jump out, but you got to get out the way.
So both benches now, both coaches into the rotations as Jamar Smith gets his first action, and what an ace in the hole that is to bring the MVP of the league off the bench. And you like the play, Martin, of Nate Walters, who enters for Kazan as well.
Yeah, he'd been out for about 5-6 weeks before the semifinals, and he came in, and he was an absolute motivation for the team in the second game. 8 points off the bench doesn't sound big, but then he had 17 points in game 3. And he's another one who's EuroLeague quality player. So he's a player that they brought in to come with them to the next level.
He has that EuroLeague experience with Savannah Zvezda, and I think he also played for Žalgiris.
Yes, he did. Played under Coach Saras, so you know he's had some plenty of points guard training. But don't underestimate Monaco, no. Their little ace up the sleeve they brought into the game as well. You say quietly, but that top knot that Rob Gray sports is hard to miss. But he's big points, big offense, mid-season acquisition, and he shocked everybody in the EuroLeague. They knew he was good, but didn't think he could go to the next level since he's got here.
He had that buzzer to beat Gran Canaria in game 2, and Smith gets called for an offensive foul.
Well, monkey see, monkey do there. The referee called offensive foul at the other end, and they got to be consistent. You know, once that first one's been called, you've got to keep going it. And that's good defense by Gray, and that's a big challenge for him. You know, he's the sixth man. He's got to neutralize Jamar Smith. If he can do that, then Monaco are going to feel like they're right in with a chance here.
Well, both teams are extending pressure up the floor. Got a technical issue here to sort things out. We are in the 19th edition of the 7 Days EuroCup. Created back in 2002. This competition is a fusion between the old FIBA Korac and Saporta Cups. It is owned and operated by EuroLeague. And as my partner, Martin Henlin, said, both of these teams will play in the EuroLeague next year by nature of the fact that they are in the finals here in the 7 Days EuroCup.
Yeah, I get so confused about how they qualify. All I know is they're both in. How they got there is beyond important. And what a reward for getting through a hard season. And I keep saying this, for both the EuroLeague and the EuroCup, it's a remarkable achievement that they've got both these tournaments away, and here we are playing the finals in this most crazy of years.
Absolutely, we got a chance to enjoy some quality basketball. I think Gray gets away with a little shuffle of the feet, but his shot is wayward.
Yeah, the shot was so ugly, the referee didn't have the heart to call travel that time. Good defense again by the Greens. You know, UNICS, the beginning of the season, they built this team around defense. Coach Priftis, that's what he's done. But in the group, the top 16, quarterfinals and semis, he's almost like let the dogs go. Say, look, okay, you can have your way on offense. As long as you're putting up points, I'll let you have some freedom. But their defense is still intense.
Walters missed the runner for Kazan. Bost in the lane, hands it off inside. And it's J.J. O'Brien with the easy finger roll finish. Nice dish by Bost.
And he's another one. He comes off the bench, but he's going to play 25, 30 minutes even. Once he's in, once Gray are in, these guys stay on the floor for the duration.
Yeah, I got a moving screen here. It's on Brown as he looks over to the bench, and he's looking to his coach to say, Coach, help me out a little bit. But I think the referees are spot on here, Martin. He didn't quite get set, and you know, you'll relate to this playing one of the big positions in your playing days. The screener, it's oftentimes, Martin, the ball handler who goes too soon and doesn't allow the screener to establish position.
Yeah, Liam, if I played nowadays, I'd foul out in about 30 seconds flat. I would lay a point guard out in a heartbeat. But it's a point of emphasis, and by the time we're 7 months into the season, there's no excuse for a player, you know, a big man to be moving on the screen. You know, I know it's a natural thing, but these are professionals, and Brown knows better. You know, you don't really get away with that anymore.
So Gray from the free throw line, he opens his scoring account.
Yeah, what a story he is, averaging 14 points a game before he switched over here, and he just up to every round, he just played better and better. You know, he's an okay guard, but the performances he's put in, certainly in the playoffs, 25 points in game 1 against Gran Canaria, you know, those are top quality numbers.
So dribble drive from Antipov for Kazan, and is Gray in the act of shooting here on the foul? Well, here's the question too, Martin. If it's on Smith, that's his second.
Yeah.
And I think he's walking straight to the bench. Well, this is a little story now inside the game. Smith picks up his second foul here at the end of the first frame, and you wonder now how long he will stay on the bench as Coach Priftis will try to preserve his foul count.
Yeah, he's got the depth, he's got Walters, he's got Cannon, of course he's got Theodore, so he'll protect him. Don't expect to see much of Jamar Smith before the second half now, unless they fall behind by a significant deficit. If they keep it close, he'll just go with the players he's got. This is the luxury that UNICS has. They've got depth on that bench. They go 11, 12 deep. Everyone can contribute.
And Gray, unsurprisingly, good shooter, converts both free throws.
And again, another point Coach Mitrovic made in his pre-game notes. He said, we're excited to be in the final, but we've got to approach this with the same attitude we do every game. And he's seen that so far from Monaco. You know, there's no over-emotional reaction to anything, just getting the job done.
Another rebound for Monaco.
That's a heck of a block shot at the other end.
Inside 30 seconds to play here in the opening quarter.
Whoa. Undoy, what a performance. He just rejected the layup at the other end. Then the big man just walks at the floor, said, I got this.
Little turnaround jump hook in the lane by Ndoye as Walters wants to get the last shot in the quarter, and he drives right to the basket, lays it up and in. Perfect drive by Nate Walters. And at the end of 10 minutes of play here in the Stade Louis II, it is Monaco and UNICS Kazan in game 1 of the finals of this 7 days EuroCup. Both coaches will be relatively pleased with the performance in the opening 10 minutes. Here's your score at the end of the first frame. It is AS Monaco 23, UNICS Kazan 18. Well, we'll get a chance here, Martin, to take a look at some highlights and some numbers to break down this opening quarter. But if you're Monaco with a 5-point lead here at the end of the first quarter, you must be well and truly delighted. As we look at first quarter highlights, the opening score here from Mathias Lessort. Monaco jumped out to a quick lead. It was Klimenko who kept the scoreboard ticking over for UNICS Kazan. Monaco were living on the back of 3 threes, which forced a timeout from Kazan, and then the team settled. Theodore is going to find Klimenko one more time inside, and then Klimenko looks to the bench as if to say, I've had enough, get me out. See Coach Mitrovic patrolling the sidelines. Finally, Kazan found their shooting touch. DeBost pulling the strings here for an easy deuce. Inside, and there's the block from Ndoye, which set the break in motion. Martin, what do you see here for the numbers so far after 10 minutes of play?
Well, look at assists, but more important, look at turnovers. You know, the 5 assists on 8 made field goals for Monaco, that's a huge thing, and they're not throwing the ball away. 3 turnovers from UNICS, that will cause problems. And equally, you see no free throw attempts for UNICS. They're living and dying by jump shots right now. Walters is a big key there. Him getting to the basket. They need some free throw attempts.
Well, we'll see who the team sent out here at the start of the second quarter.
And good to see Coach Mitrovic showing confidence in his young players as well. We mentioned Ndoye, the impacts he's had, but he's going to bring it. He's going to give court time to the likes of Ugeti. You know, these guys are going to get key minutes, and if they perform, these are players that UNICS won't be on the scouting report. And these are 18, 19, you know, young kids. These are players for the future. Coach Mitrovic has done this before. Don't forget the fantastic job he did with LDLC Asvel Villeurbanne in the beginning of the EuroLeague season last year. So he's accustomed to bringing young players through.
Yeah, Coach Mitrovic is in his second stint with the Monaco club. As my partner said, he had Asvel at the helm for 2 seasons. And they were terrific in the EuroLeague, so tough at home as UNICS Kazan can't finish their opening possession, an empty possession for the visitors. Monaco come back the other way as they try to get the first score here in our second quarter. Demahi turns the corner. Look at our first foul. It's on Isaiah Cannon.
Fouls mounting up in the backcourt for UNICS. Something Coach Priftis will be aware. Obviously, he's already got Smith with 2. Only the first for Cannon, but you don't want him picking up your second because he is the other impact scorer he's got on the floor right now.
O'Brien spins on Antipuff. He'll take him into the paint. A little leaner, it won't go. And each team with an empty possession here as we start the second quarter.
Antipov, of course, another player, veteran. He played in that final series against Valencia several years ago. So this is the quality that they bring off the bench, the depth.
Back in 2014, mid-range jump shot in and out.
Again, settling for the jump shot when they need to try and get to the basket.
You pointed out, Martin, that UNICS really aren't sending any players to the backboard to compete for offensive rebounds, focusing instead on transition defense.
And they're an outstanding offensive rebounding team. They get 12 offensive boards a game normally.
When you get his shot from the dots, won't fall.
But again, at least he followed it. So Monaco is trying to go after offensive rebounds, even if they don't get them.
Skip pass to the corner for the open 3, and Cannon can't find the bottom. Great pass from Brown. But Monaco turn it right back over. We've got a 3-on-3. Walters thought about it. I think he's annoyed that he didn't pull the trigger on the 3 as he slams the ball into the floor.
Yeah, he thinks he could have got a foul there, could have got to the free throw line. But Walters is one of those players that just doesn't make mistakes, and that's one of the great things about having a player like him on the floor. Yeah, okay, he didn't get 3 free throws, but he didn't do anything stupid, and that's there's a lot to be said for being able to make smart plays.
Nate Walters fundamentally solid. There's Cannon, shimmies through the lane, and he goes to the right hand to finish. Good drive by Isaiah Cannon.
That's a nice move, and that's what they need. That's the weapons they've got. You know, they've got the ability to create baskets 1-on-1, or in that case, 1-on-3.
Well, here's Gray trying to make something happen. And there's the switch that you're talking about, Martin. Just switch on the screen. Gray will let fly. And that shot's off the mark.
And that's a situation where he was open. He's like, I've got to shoot it because there's nobody on me. He's having to work that hard to get a shot off.
Brown down in the box. Oh, he picks the pocket inside and one! What a great hustle play by John Brown.
Oh, my word. John Brown. Still in every game he's played this season. I think he averages just under 2 a game, gets his shot blocked, and then he picks the pocket of Ndoye. But what a foot. If that's not play of the game, I don't know what is. Watch this.
Well, I tell you what, it's great defense by Ndoye, who blocks the shot, but Brown perseveres, and he says, give me that back. I want a second attempt at it. And then throw in the and one. Brown wins the battle.
And then Ndoye gets an unsportsmanlike for it as well because he's tripped him over. I mean, whether it's intentional or not doesn't make a difference. And funny, when people talk about someone like John Brown, say, how does he get so many steals? It's that hustle. He never gives up. He's one of these guys who's always on the move. You could argue and say he is undersized for a big man, but he can play the 3, 4, or the 5 confidently. You know, he uses athleticism to get around people bigger than him, and he just uses sheer hustle against people the same size.
We were talking before our telecast with our producer tonight, who mentioned that Brown's got a consecutive streak of steals, so he keeps it going. And as a club, UNICS Kazan averaged 7.6 steals per game.
Yeah, but it's largely done by him. He gets 2 of them, and again, off the bench.
These are those turnovers when you want to hide, too. You turn it over, and it ends up being a basket for the opposition. So
I feel rotten for Ndoye. I mean, he did the great play, gets the block. Didn't bank on Brown, saying, I'm going to keep on playing.
Oh, Caden. Cannon goes to the basket. And he opens up the opportunity off the bounce to finish.
Wow. Monsieur Demahi, welcome to the crossover dribble. As Cannon just shakes you loose.
Well, when does Monaco come back with DeBost is the question in my mind. He's at the scorer's table.
Oh.
This is one of the screens you were talking about earlier, partner.
Well, that's one there where Ugeti gets called because the defender went down. You know, it was a blind screen, so Cannon couldn't see the screen being set behind him, and he went down like a ton of bricks, and the referee just gave the foul. That's one, again, as I say, pre-millennium. There'd have been people look at the referee, they're just crazy for calling that foul, but the referees are consistent calling that. The problem with it is Lessort's got to come back in. If he's got to, it's one thing to be a point guard and put in 35-minute shifts. To be a big man and play 30-plus minutes, it is a tough slog.
You're just part of that big man union, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Even when you're retired, you still have the union card, don't you?
We get no love. But for Lessort, he's such a crucial part of their defense.
Well, it's getting a little bit tasty now, Martin, as Isaiah Kanan is just talking to DeBost to find out where he can get some good seafood after the game.
Yeah, and the referee's saying, come on, just play. You know, so they left the handbags in the changing room, so you can't be handbags at 20 paces. Look, they're just talking it out. If this was a pickup game, they'd have that same conversation, and absolutely nothing will come out of it. You know, as somebody once said to me, there's no fools out here. You know, there's no bullies on the floor. No one's scared. Just play.
Well, it just shows you what this game means to the players, as you mentioned in our opening comments. Fair enough, both teams are going to the EuroLeague next year, but one team is going to go with the EuroCup title, and one team isn't.
Yeah, well, there's something to be said. It's nice to have that. It's got a nice ring to it. Champion.
Walters tried to throw a pass over the top to Brown. It's too strong. Look how quickly Monaco get out in the break.
It's a nice transition play from Monaco. Well, and just like I say, Nate Walters doesn't make mistakes. He throws a horrible alley-oop pass to Brown. But again, you've got to like the ambition. You know, this is UNICS always trying to find ways to score. And again, look at the way the game started. And quietly, UNICS are in the lead with foul trouble. You've got Smith down there with 2. Cannon has been terrific. Yes, offense has dried up a little bit for Monaco.
It's the first lead that Kazan have enjoyed tonight. It didn't last long as Mathias Lessort announces that he's back in the ball game with the stick-back tip-in.
Yeah, offensive rebounding. Keep an eye on that stat for us tonight, Liam, because I think that could be important if Monaco want to win this.
The battle of the boards always so important. Both of these teams are very good gathering offensive rebounds.
And UNICS right now, they're not sending anybody to the glass. They're not even going.
Yeah, Martin, can we talk about that? Do you think that is because they've just decided that we're going to take away the transition game of Monaco?
Well, what happens is that there could be an element where Coach Priftis is pulling both guards back to stop the transition, so that they're not trying to push up the floor. But also, at the start of the game, the first couple of missed shots, Lessort, the other players just came in and just snagged the defensive rebound. And as soon as you realize you haven't got a chance of getting an offensive board, you stop going. You know, bit physical. You throw your body around, a good block out. You know, it's not a lot of fun being hit by 120-kilo Mathias Lessort when he's trying to block you out.
Typically, teams want to at least have 2 people recover in transition. Usually your guards get back first, and teams talk about that rebounding triangle, sending 3 to the basket. But Monaco doing a good job of looking after their defensive rebounds. Lessort trying to find a guard to hand it to. And look at the denial on ball. Nice spin in the lane by O'Brien.
Just got beaten by a play he's watched in practice 1,000 times. Nice move by O'Brien. We talk about the rebounding again for UNICS, Liam. The other thing is, UNICS doesn't have a lot of rhythm in their offense right now. So, you know, the other thing about getting offensive rebounds is to know when the shot is going. And that's a credit to defense of Monaco.
Here's another thing we can talk about maybe at halftime, Martin, is UNICS historically in the competition have lived by the 3, but their guards are getting to the basket with relative ease.
Yeah, that's a clear strategy by Coach Priftis. Get to the basket, try and draw fouls. The 3-point shots will come as the game goes on.
Well, Lessort keeps making himself available in the paint. He's going to go to the line again. He's annoyed that he didn't finish inside, but he's earned a trip to the charity stripe.
Well, he's definitely doing the job we expect him to do so far tonight.
I love it. He's knocking bodies over. Isaiah Kanan ends up on his backside. And then Lessort just can't finish the little hook inside.
You'll forgive that. It's a good point you make there, Liam. He's throwing his body around legally. You know, he's banging bodies. He is the dominant physical presence in the game right now. And unfortunately for UNICS, they don't have anybody to answer with. Flamenco did a good job while it lasted, but you know, he's a ground warrior. He operates around the basket. Lessort is all over the floor.
Well, Lessort is 9 points tonight.
Yeah, and to your point about the 3-point shots at UNICS, maybe you mentioned it early on. You know, the beginning of the game, they're going to get to the basket, keep pushing, put the defense back on their heels. When Monaco gets tired in the 3rd and 4th quarters, suddenly those 3-point shots will start to open up.
Lessort is perfect from the line tonight, 4 of 4. We got a foul here or a kick? It's a kick, so it's a reset of the shot clock for UNICS. There it is, the kick off of the foot of Mathias Lessort. Sideline out of bounds here for UNICS. Mismatch. Look how Marcus Knight walls up in the low post, but the jump shot is up and good.
Yeah, tough finish by Holland, taking advantage of his size and length over Knight.
John Holland stands 196. Marcus Knight 188. And Rob Gray trying to find space to get his shot off. Good up fake by J.J. O'Brien as he draws the foul, and he too will go to the line.
Nice play, O'Brien. One of the impact players. I said once he gets in the game, he probably won't sit down much, and you can see why. Just a smart basketball play.
Yeah, good head and shoulders fake. To get the defender off his feet, it's Pavel Antipov who commits the foul.
And don't forget, the last time he had the ball against Antipov, he put that drop step spin move on him. So Antipov didn't want to get embarrassed again. Guess what? He did.
O'Brien goes 1 for 2. Theodore comes up with the loose ball. Theodore goes coast to coast, and it drops.
Yeah, I mentioned Jordan Theodore. He doesn't get any of the headlines, but he's another guard, proven at the top level, had EuroLeague experience with Milan. And he doesn't mess around, getting to the basket, just keeping the scoreboard ticking over. That's all they got to do. And he is draped over D-bossed like a cheap suit.
Well, what terrific defense here by Isaiah Kanan, and a great hustle play by D-Boss, who won't give up on it. You know, Martin, we talked about the defense of Kazan, and they've got close to 8 steals per game. Kanan shoots a passing lane, and D-Boss probably lucky not to get called for a foul there. And that's exactly what Coach Priftis is arguing.
Yeah, Mr. Paternico having none of it.
Well, it's a loose ball. Did Kanan actually have possession?
you'd be cruel to call that foul in, but then again, I know what kind of guy you are.
Listen, you got to look after us small guys. We're the ones who throw you the ball in the low post. Good screen by Klimenko high. He gets to the lane, and Theodore lets fly. It's off the mark. Klimenko competes for the offensive rebound, but he can't gather it.
There you see Lessort just having to do that battle. You know, I'm talking about the big man's club, but look at that war he's got to have with Klimenko. He's got to do that the whole night. Klimenko's going to play 15, 20 minutes most.
Yeah, and he's undersized, Martin. You know, Lessort stands 2'6". By contrast, Klimenko is 2'14", so he's given away quite a few centimeters.
Yeah, Lessort, that's the thing we know. At the EuroLeague level, that's what he's lacking, because he works exclusively around the basket, but he doesn't have the length of the bigs. You think of the likes of Malutinov, you know, Brandon Davies, those giants under the basket. He struggles against some of those big boys, but at this level, he is premium roast beef.
Trying to listen over the shoulders here, Coach Mitrovic, but we've got the music here in the arena. Yeah, here's the spin cycle. Talk us through this, Martin.
Well, you see 2 dribbles to the middle. Antipov closes off the dribble. O'Brien was setting him up for it all day long. 2 hard dribbles with the left hand. As soon as the defender comes in, drop step, and then layup, automatically protecting the ball. But I said that's the kind of play that these guys do in practice every single. They have 2 practices a day. The morning practice, which is shooting, that's a play they probably shoot 100 shots each.
And we've got what appears to be, is it a matchup zone, Martin, defensively here?
Oh, wow.
Deep lost somehow.
You better be careful.
He finds a seam here in the defense, and he lost his own footing. I think he's looking for a foul.
Yeah, but he stood on the defender's foot, so he cannot get the foul. But he looks at the referee, and the referee says, just trust me, young fella, you didn't get fouled.
So Monaco stay in straight man-to-man. And there's one of the threes we've been waiting for. It's Holland with picture-perfect form.
Yeah, and you see that wall of a screen, Klimenko set, and of course with Lessort parading inside the lane, there's nobody to hedge out and take the shot away.
Well, now UNICS back into man-to-man defense, and it's a foul. It'll be 3 shots here as Rob Gray, who's been struggling to find his jump shot, will relish this opportunity to step to the line now and try and notch 3 points.
Yeah, defensive error by Cannon, and that's his second. Just leaning back. Gray's one of those streak shooters, all about confidence. And if he makes that shot uncontested, you say, okay, well done. You know, jumping out and sending him to the line. Just, at this stage of the season, it's a little mistake, but it's a mistake nonetheless. And again, as I'm sure both coaches said, after this series, they hand out trophies.
Well, Rob Gray started the season with the Metropolitans club, and he was a mid-season transfer here to Monaco. He's got himself in the finals.
But he was rolling at Boulogne, and that Metropolitans 92 team, I was just surprised when I saw that transfer, because he was, obviously, I don't know what the situation was.
I'll tell you what, you're thanking your own. Klimenko goes strong to the cylinder.
Well, he got some rest on the bench, didn't he? Put a little extra mustard on that slam.
This game seesaws back and forth as the lead changes hands again. Knight changes direction on the screen, stop and pop. Can't get the jump shot to drop. Back comes Isaiah Cannon. Oh, Cannon does a great job of using his body to seal off the defender. And then Klimenko cleans up the trash.
Well, I said he wasn't going to do it, but he's done it now in the double digits. Neutralizing Lessort's offense, both the bigs with 10 points. And that's it. Lessort wants to help and go and block shots, and Klimenko is just going to work underneath.
Well, Boss goes right down the boulevard. An easy lay-in by DeBost. Defensive breakdown there from UNICS.
Liam, tell me the truth. If you wouldn't see the scoreboard, you'd think Monaco was up by 10 right now. It seems like they've got the energy, they're controlling the momentum, but somehow UNICS are just in control. They're up by 4.
Yeah,
remarkable performance.
Yeah, they weathered that early storm, didn't they? That early run from Monaco, and just showing their class right now.
They just find they have an answer for everything that Monaco's throwing at them.
Well, Antipov now is going to dig in and guard O'Brien again.
Good defense.
Good closeout by Kanan, and Kanan right now has got Rob Gray in his pocket, but Marcus Knight picks up the missed shot and lays it up and in.
That's better defense by Cannon, though. Just getting in the hand, just contesting, just not going for the fakes. And credit to Mr. Antipov as well. Didn't get tricked by O'Brien again.
Well, Klimenko Martin's been a focal point of the offense here for UNICS. He's offering himself as a screener high. This time he dives to the basket and earn a trip to the line.
He's doing his best Nikola Milutinov impression. You know, he's working that big man, that two-man game, screen and roll, taking advantage of his length. You already mentioned 2'14".
Yep.
He's probably got 8-10 centimeters on every player on the floor for Monaco.
Artyom Klimenko, 27 years of age in his 4th EuroCup season.
Well, he's impressed me. You know, as I said, he's almost an afterthought. He's a classic European big man. But the way that UNICS plays, this mobility, the three-point threat, you know, he's filling up space. And of course, with Morgan, normally, the American normally play in the 5 position. He's not getting big minutes, but tonight, oh boy, has he stepped up.
He's got 11 points on 10 minutes of play. Just the 1 rebound, which surprises me. We're going to have you right into the statistician soon to say, hey, give the big guys what they deserve.
He averages 5 minutes a game all season. So, you know, this is a serious performance by Klimenko so far.
And you need that, don't you? Especially in big games. You need people to step up and do a bit more than they're accustomed to doing.
Yeah, tell me about it. If you think about it, he had his career high 5 years ago playing for Saratov. You know, this is, you know, well, he can't be a journeyman at 26 years old, but it's almost like being a journeyman player.
Well, Antipov does the right thing. He tries to move his feet and draw the charge, just a half step too slow.
That's okay, though. That's good. That's a foul we will eat with a minute left in the half. Ahead by 4 points, going to get the ball back.
Yeah, now, Martin, just talk about this. So there's 53 seconds left. If you're Kazan, do you try to manage the clock here and get a 2-for-1 as we get ready to go into the changing rooms?
No, you take points. You take the best shot you can get. You're definitely going to get the ball back. So, you know, it's, you know, if you take the full 24, you know, that takes it down to, you know, 28. So you may only get 3 or 4 seconds left. But just play it out. You're ahead. When you've got the lead, you just play basketball. Yeah, you're right. You think 2-for-1 if you got a 2-for-1 kind of player. But Smith and Cannon are on the bench.
Theodore between the circles. Gets the screen again. If Klimenko gets in the lane and he draws a foul, he's earned himself a trip to the line.
Like Ugeti got his elbow in the way of the play. He didn't actually mean to foul him.
Yeah, and here's exactly what you talked about, Martin. So they just stay in their stuff. They do what they do, and they get to the line with 33 seconds. So they'll get 2 free throws here, and then they'll finish all going accordingly right with the last possession before they go into the changing room. We're going to time out here on the floor.
And if they get another stop here, that's even better for them. So as you said, Monaco will feel like they played really well, and yet somehow they're trailing by at least 3 points.
After, let's play 2 sides. 2 sides, let's not screen. Maybe they say don't play regular, one up like this way, one up.
I know we can't hear it clearly, but what I've always been impressed about with Coach Mitrovic, both his time here at Monaco and also when he's running Villavan in the past, he always seems to be calm. You know, he takes things in his stride, he talks it through. He's very much a modern-day player. coach. You know, there's none of the fireworks. You know, he's not spitting and he's not changing color. Doesn't look like a beetroot when the play doesn't go his way. Fire and brimstone style he does not have.
Well, he is two-time French League best coach, back-to-back in 2017 and 2018. He's taken Monaco to the French, I beg your pardon, Asvel to the French Championship back in 2019.
Yeah, if he wins this, he'll be the first Montenegrin coach to get a EuroCup ring. It's an elite club of EuroCup champions as well. It's not as if there's 47 different champions. They said the 19th time they've done it, and it is a slog. Regular season, 10 games. Then the top 16, another 6 with more pressure. Then you got to do 2 best of 3s to get to the finals, where you do another best of 3.
This is the 4th time that we've had this best of 3 series. Something we could talk about, Martin. So formerly there was a Final Four format. We've had finals across 2 legs, but I think the best of 3 for me as a fan is I don't know what the players think, Martin, but I think it's the best format.
Well, it's the best test of the teams. Although you love the cut and thrust of the Final Four. In fact, the EuroCup, you want to really show your mettle, Liam. Back in the day, they had a Final 8. They used to go to Trieste, they used to go to Italy and have the quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals across virtually a week.
Wow.
I mean, that really was a sudden death bonanza.
Final 30 seconds here of the first half in game 1 of the 7 days EuroCup final. DeBost skips a pass to Gray. Good closeout by Theodore. Gray gets in the lane and converts a hard-nosed basket. Tough bucket by a player who's known to hang out on the three-point line.
Yeah, tough finish by Gray.
He's trying to get the N1 there, isn't he, Martin? He leans in to get the contact, but he finishes nonetheless.
Flamenco. Vertical. That's what you call vertical defense. Still got scored on.
So timeout here from UNICS Kazan, who want to try and finish the half with a basket.
Got plenty of time as well. I think it was about 10 seconds on the clock, which was exactly the way it looked like it was going to play out.
Yeah, Martin, it's stick or twist, isn't it? You know, so right now you call a timeout and you try to manage things, but you're allowing AS Monaco to potentially change their defense. Whereas if you just do it in the rhythm of the game, you know you're going to get the man-to-man defense you've been seeing the whole game. And with 10 seconds, do you let it play out, or do you call a timeout? You know,
that depends on the personnel you've got in the game. I think the modern basketball game, the coaches have a lot more influence and call a lot more plays. So you expect them to call timeout.
Well, he brings in Walters off the bench as an experienced point guard. We'll see if the timeout pays dividends. So Monaco are in the penalty. They cannot foul. And it looks like they show some 2-2-1 pressure. They'll settle back into, well, they're not sure what defense they're in right now. It's man. Walters keeps the ball in his hands. Wants to break down Gray. Moves it on one pass. Yeah, tough pass from Nate Walters. Probably had a better look himself.
Well, you called it, Liam. That timeout did not go the way UNICS wanted it to. So final play goes in favor of Monaco, but still got to be impressed with UNICS.
Well, here's your score at the end of the first half. It is AS Monaco 42, UNICS Kazan 44. Well, fans, stay with us now as we take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. We'll look at some numbers. I'll turn it over to my partner, Martin Henlin, to break down the game a bit for you as the players go. The battle of the boards is pretty even.
Yeah, that's something that Monaco will be pleased about because they're ahead. The assist count went up, though, in that second quarter. Kazan got ahead, and also they stopped turning the ball over. 4 turnovers for Monaco in that period. That will hurt. Shooting percentages by both teams are excellent, so this is when turnovers, offensive rebounds, steals start to have a big difference.
Holland back out to the perimeter. Uzinski gives it back to Holland. Front rim on the shot. Run down. Terrific hustle play by Jordan Morgan as Cannon. Euro step, hangs it up, and a terrific feed rammed home by Jordan Morgan. UNICS Kazan scrambling. Hustle plays rewarded.
There's LBC off the screen. Fans out. They'll kick it on to Costello. Shot is short. Gets his own rebound and the flush. Wow. Terrific athleticism by Matt Costello as he picks up the loose ball and takes it to the cup.
Bellinelli. Brown defending. Active in front of his man. Oh, what a feed! That is sensational! Milos Teodosic threading that pass through heavy traffic and putting it in a perfect position for Vince Hunter to rise up high and rock the rim with 2 hands.
Here's Cannon. Will have to just hang it up there. Oh, get out of here! Isaiah Cannon may just have sent UNICS Kazan to the EuroCup final.
Boss gets it in, Gray. Can he get the shot away? He does. Gray wins it on the buzzer! Oh my word, Rob Gray has come up with the jump shot as time expires to send Monaco into the EuroCup Finals.
The Balcerowski! And Balcerowski with the thunder dunk.
Lob goes to center and it's flush.
Once again, Balcerowski rolling to the bucket and rewarded by a perfectly placed feed.
Oh, great defense from Alexander Balcerowski.
Swings it around to Marinkovic, and Balcerowski blocks again, his 3rd of the first.
Oh, beautiful footwork down in a low post, count the bucket, Alexander Balcerowski.
Gran Canaria to finish with a lob, and they do! Right before the buzzer, Alexander Balcerowski.
Great, comes inside, floats up the 2, and those are 4 quick points. Boss gets it in, Gray. Can he get the shot away? He does. Gray wins it on the buzzer! Oh my word, Rob Gray!
Gray lets fly with the 3. Such a quick release, and he beats the shot clock. Well, what a quick release by Rob Gray. As Monaco looks to break, good pass ahead to Gray. I tell you what, when you got somebody on your team like that, find him early.
a very intense game. Yeah. How intense is this?
Very intense. I mean, it's the finals. I mean, every possession matters. You know, I think we did a really good job in the first half, but we got to keep rebounding and keep playing tough on defense coming out in the second half. Thanks.
Focus on for the second half?
This is probably the worst pick and roll defense we have played all year. We're struggling a lot. They get everything they want on pick and roll, so we just got to fight. That's it.
Thank you.
It's exactly like we expected, both teams. It's a tough game, very tight, so it's a big battle. Details, one rebound, one shot, one good defense, one stupid foul, one offensive rebound. I mean, small details.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mathias was very disappointed with this first half. Are you sharing?
I'm not disappointed, of course. We have seen the game, and of course the player with the big ambition. Now I just want for them to be cool, to wait, to play 40 minutes. You know, I understand desire, devotion, how they want to play tonight, and they really need to be with a cool head and go to play second part.
Thank you.
Il y a peut-être un petit peu plus de poids.
Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome back to live images here from the Stade Louis II. We are in Monaco for Game 1 of the 7 days EuroCup. It is halftime here as Monaco are hosting UNICS Kazan. Liam Canny with you, joined by my partner Martin Henlin. If you're just joining us, a very warm welcome to you. Bienvenue à Monaco. Bonsoir to any French speakers who are joining us tonight, and a warm privyet to any Russian speakers who are supporting UNICS Kazan. A little plug for One Team. One Team is the corporate social responsibility program of EuroLeague basketball, including 42 clubs from throughout the EuroLeague and EuroCup, as the clubs and players reach out to individuals and groups in their local communities who might be excluded due to any sort of disability. Martin Henlin, it's second half action here, and I think both teams can be relatively pleased with where they are at this stage of the game.
Yeah, certainly. UNICS on the road, no contribution from Jamar Smith yet because of foul trouble, and yet they lead. And for Monaco, they're hanging with a team that, on paper, a lot of people would not give them much of a chance against. And the thing is that they're keeping it close, and Lessort's saying they need to play better pick and roll defense, but it's really as simple as that. If they can hold UNICS 10 points lower in this second half, they'll feel like they're right back. They've got a great chance of winning.
With a long rebound into the hands of John Holland, who turns it into a three. The perfect start here for UNICS Kazan, who open up a 5-point lead, which is the largest lead they've enjoyed so far. Testament to just how close this game has been.
Yeah, and that was a shot you couldn't do anything about. The ball just kind of fumbled into his hands. It wasn't as if he went crashing after the offensive glass.
So the three from D. Bost is off the mark. I beg your pardon, partner, as Nate Walters glides to the basket. Good defense here from AS Monaco. It's Rudy Demahi who comes up with the strip.
Yeah, and the thing is not to give them easy baskets. And for Monaco, they know their defense has to be better. in the second half. He was good in the first half, but he's got to be better, and that's the whole thing. And that's 1 through 5. Every player on the floor has got to give him a little bit more than they did the first time round.
So Jamar Smith gets the start here in the second half. As my partner said, he found himself in some quick foul trouble. Long three, rims out, and Jamar Smith with the second offensive rebound. Little turnaround shot, and Smith strings it.
Yeah, that's a boy with a point to prove. Well, 34 years old, boy. This is the guy who's won the championship before. He knows what it takes. He brings the offense. The offensive rebound. Lack of concentration there by Bost, allowing him to get it. And Smith does not mess around.
Well, Smith lifted the crown when he wore the green of UNICS Malaga back in 2017. If he wins it again, it'll be the first time the player has won 2 titles and 2 MVP awards. He is the regular season MVP in the EuroCup. And now shot clock running down. Good defense by UNICS Kazan as they take Monaco out of their set, and an offensive foul here. You love these hard-nosed plays in basketball.
Anthropov figures he's not going to get embarrassed like he did against O'Brien a couple of times in the first half. Great start from UNICS. We've talked up, about how impressive we've been with Monaco, but let's not talk down the coaching job that Coach Priftis has done. Not only in this performance tonight, but don't forget he get in here, turning over a Bologna team that nobody saw losing the game this whole season.
Another turnaround jump shot from Smith. That one rims out, so Smith showing an appetite to score quickly, trying to make up for lost time. Good transition defense by Kazan. Lessort spins in the lane and lays it up and in.
Wow, that's a hell of a move by him. Gone past his season average now. You talk about the offense of UNICS, and the reason why Smith's having to put all these jump shots up is because the offense of Kazan in the first half was about Klemenko and Jordan Theodore. That is not their first option. This is the first option.
Well, Smith draws a foul here in the open floor. He looks to be a man on the mission right now. So, Martin, just to bring some viewers who might have just joined us, you would have thought that UNICS Kazan, who've got Jamar Smith as the MVP of the league, and then you've got second team all EuroCup selection in John Brown. You would have thought they would have paced the team in scoring, but it's this man here, Klemenko, with 12 points at halftime.
And he's becoming a facilitator now instead of a scorer. Nice pass at the post. As I said, this guy averaged 5 minutes a game on the season. Not even on the scouting report tonight. And yeah, he's just gone to work, and now the defenses have to adjust to prevent him, and that's something that Monaco probably wouldn't have had to factor into their game, and that's why Smith is able to get shots away. And now Brown, John Holland rather, on the cut to the basket, adding to his total.
Well, Holland enjoying his 4th EuroCup season. Played with Kasal Seville, Besiktas in Istanbul, and Dunkirk.
And this run to start the third period, worrying for Monaco.
I always think, Martin, those first 2 or 3 minutes of the second half can often set the tone for the game. Kazan have come out really trying to get a handle on this game.
Yeah, and it's all about confidence. Confidence is the main thing. As I say, momentum builds throughout the game. Monaco needs to be able to keep the scoreboard ticking over. But more importantly, they've got to stop giving up buckets. It doesn't matter how you do it, but you cannot concede points. Because that's how they're going to win this game with defense, not offense.
Well, Bost, yeah, he had a clean look at it. It was in 2 lines, was Bost, and ultimately traveled and turned it over. So it's a lackluster start here for Monaco. I think Coach Mitrovic is going to mix things up a little bit as Bost heads to the bench.
Well, the offense is out of sorts. And you heard Coach Mitrovic at halftime. He said, look, I just know my guys need to relax, just cool down and just play and have fun. He said they're all thinking about the big moment. There's no big play. They don't hand out championship rings in game 1.
Goodness me, Martin. Klemenko couldn't believe how open he was. He turns around and says, you know what? I'm going to go right lifted a rock, and he does with authority.
I said they don't hand out medals in game one, but they do hand out plays of the game, and that's one that we will certainly see again. Klimenko, we talk about confidence. You know, he's at 12 points in that first half. And again, he's saying, well, look, you better respect me. And then, wow, Marcus Knight, ooh, you're going to be remembered for all the wrong reasons tonight, son.
Artyom Klimenko can't tack on the N1, and this is a big possession now for Monaco as they find themselves down here.
Well, it's the biggest lead of the game, though, isn't it?
Lessort sprays it to O'Brien. Can he find the bottom? His shot hits the heel of the rim. Into the hands of Gray, and his little runner is short.
Yeah, no shots were falling in the first half. They're just getting a bit hesitant. They need a confidence boost in play, preferably at this end of the floor.
Klimenko wants to hand it off, and he'll instead snap a pass to Holland, whose shot from the top of the key is off the mark. Doy's going to handle the point in the absence of Bost. Yeah, good pass inside to Lessort, who puts Klimenko on his back and draws the foul.
Yeah, that's the kind of post-up that you want to see happen. Just one of the set plays that Monaco have, pretty straightforward. Point guard's got the two bigs up top, whichever one he feeds to, the other one dives to the basket.
So end line out of bounds here for the hosts, who are trying to get something going offensively. And this marking is two quick fouls on Artyom Klimenko. Been an offensive revelation, but he's got himself in a spot of bother now.
Well, but the point is, he's playing with house money. You know, he normally doesn't play at all. So he's got 2 fouls in the third quarter, so what? You know, this is a guy that normally doesn't get on the floor at all. He can foul out. Coach Priftis says, okay, fine, he's done the job. And what he's doing is he's making Lessort work. And as the game wears on, Lessort, who's played 17 minutes already, 17 out of 24 minutes. And if he's a little bit sluggish come the fourth quarter, things will get good for Kazan.
Well, we are in the home of some of the greatest casinos in the world, and my partner's using some poetry. Klimenko playing with house money as Walters strolls to the basket and lays it up and in.
Well, Rudy Demahi would better look for something on the other side of the floor, because he just got schooled by Walters.
Monaco in a half-court set. Little handoff here to Gray. And Gray finally finds the bottom from distance and carved out some space for himself, and that is exactly the tonic that Monaco need.
Yeah, it's a good shot for Gray as well. That's the difference. Feet set with space. Oh, nice move.
Yeah, good hesitation, dribble by Holland as he goes on the left hand and lays it up and in.
That's why we started talking about the young players for Monaco, the likes of Demahi and Doy. Even Yageti, these are great players for the future, but they are not at the level. They haven't got that 4 years experience that Holland has already got. These guys know how to play at this level.
Had an electric start here, marched into the second half. We're already midway through the third quarter, having played 5 minutes. And just to remind our viewers, if we didn't emphasize it enough yet, so we're in Monaco tonight for game 1. But the next 2 games are in Kazan, which is a change to the usual format. Usually it's 1-1-1, but the new format is 1 here in Monaco and then 2 games in Kazan. So, Martin, you and I were chatting before. It's almost a must-win situation for Monaco tonight.
It would be a huge ask to go on the road and win back-to-back games in Kazan. It's not even like an easy journey for them.
Monaco shows some pressure up the floor after the free throws.
And Holland is going to work down low. Just going to work, just taking it to the basket. They did it in the first half. Remember, we talked about the amount of three-point shots they're taking, but they are just taking it to the rack.
Holland now with 14 points. Boss checks back into the game. He lets fly with a 3, and that's nothing but net. Well, Boss had a quick break on the bench and comes back, knocks down the 3. Oh, great passing. Walters in the corner.
Stepped away from it.
Tough shot from Gray. Yeah, not the best option from Rob Gray.
Did I hear him say amen at the end of that? Because that was a prayer.
Oh, Walters just slides it through the defenders, just can't finish at the end, and the game is really starting to open up now. Bost calls his own number on a 3, and that's a killer, Martin, isn't it?
That's one of those ones where he says, I'm open, I got to shoot it, when actually could have done with maybe slowing it down, give his defense a chance to recover, unless Kazan want to throw it away at the other end.
Well, right now, in the Principality known for its Formula 1 circuit, we are definitely going at speed now as the players are happy to go up and down.
But they're going to have to be careful, Monaco. They do not have the depth that Kazan have. So they've got to be prepared to slow it down a little bit. They've got to grind it out at the defensive end. If they get into a run and gun game, the tempo will all be in favor of Kazan. Unless Kazan tries to start throwing the ball away. That's back-to-back turnovers.
Well, Klimenko responsible for that one. It's the 6th turnover for the visitors. And this earlier, Klimenko couldn't believe how wide open he was and says, I'm going to go right to the rim.
Yeah, and he couldn't believe it was Marcus Knight who was challenging it. He was like, wow.
Martin, you remember those days when you're in the film room and you get dunked on, you're just looking for a table or a chair to get underneath?
Yeah, well, I have to say, Liam, in my day, if that sort of thing happened, somebody would be shooting free throws. Different game. You did not let someone just go to the rack like that on you.
Rob Gray draws a foul here. And both teams are in the penalty now, so Gray will step to the line as Holland will get some pine time.
And point here, Liam, you know, in the first half we said, as well as Monaco were playing, it seemed strange you looked and Kazan were ahead. The flip side is true here. As well as Kazan has dominated this third quarter, Monaco right there in it. You know, they're only 4 points down. You know, make free throws, they'll be even closer. You know, they've got a chance to get this within a single basket. So they damage limitation in this third period. And Coach Mitrovic will be thinking, look, just keep it close. Fourth quarter, we want to make a run. But you got to make free throws.
Yeah, Gray misses both free throws. He's an 86% free throw shooter through the season, so uncharacteristic miss for the sharp-shooting American. A great steal by Marcus Knight, who anticipates the pass, gets out quickly in his lane. Little hesitation. Goes strong to the window.
That's a tough ball by Knight. Like the way he protected the ball, used his left hand. Just dares the defender try and block that. So look at this, right back there within 2.
Jordan Theodore and Isaiah Cannon come into the backcourt for Kazan. Smith's pass deflected. Cross-court pass to Cannon, whose shot hits the heel of the rim. And Yuget claims the rebound.
Yeah, and this 5 on the floor for Kazan. This is much closer to the unit that Coach Priftis wants out there to give him his prime offense and defense with White and Brown in the middle. And then that 3-pronged guard offense.
Well, Gray gets the shooter's roll, and Coach Priftis is seated up. He wants a timeout as Monaco knocked the score up at 59 each. Exactly what you're talking about, Martin. Although Kazan seemed in control of the game in the second half, Monaco just won't go away.
Yeah, and sometimes you just need a little bit of luck. You know, the ball's got to bounce your way. You want to have a chance.
If we run up and down and we keep them, you know, it's up tempo game. Because we relax, we underestimate the situation in front of us.
Hard to make out exactly what Coach Priftis is saying there, Liam, but I heard him saying about you're too relaxed. You know, you get up by 9 points, it's like game over. You've got to play out every play, 40 minutes. Make this a statement game for both teams. The winners of game 1 invariably expect to go on and take the title.
Well, right now we've got Monaco with 3 scores in double digits. Mathias Lessort 15, Rob Gray 14, and D-Boss with 10. UNICS Kazan also a balanced scoring attack, but with some surprise characters. Artyom Klimenko with 14 and John Holland with 14. Jordan Theodore with 9.
Yeah, but the worrying thing for Monaco is, come the fourth quarter, Cannon and Smith will carry that offense. Klemenko might not touch the ball again on offense. And that's the thing, is they've got those weapons. The guys who are scoring for Monaco have got to keep scoring because they're not going to get contributions anywhere else.
So the score is level as Kazan break out of the timeout.
And important to keep an eye on that defensive number. Remember I said at the end of the first half, Monaco, their objective is to keep Kazan under 20 points in each of the third and the fourth period.
Well, Theodore with the alley-oop pass.
Oh,
what an injection of pace from Marcus Knight. He goes all the way to the rim. You can hear the commands of Coach Mitrovic on the sideline. Look at him, he's prowling the sideline. He's got 1 foot in the game.
He was so relaxed at halftime. That's what I said, I just like his style.
Down to White in the box, who finds a double team.
Oh, Uggetti. That's a clumsy foul, young man.
Well, Martin, how about the strong hands here of White? Goes through the contact and finishes the play.
Yeah, but Uggetti, if you're coming over, if you're gonna stick a hand in there, he does not get the shot away. White made the drop step, but he was unbalanced. He was in a strong position.
It's the 4th foul on Uggetti. Mathias Lessort is going to step back in.
This is the thing for Monaco. It's almost like they're just one player short. Uggetti doesn't give enough backup for Lessort. So they need something out of combination of Ndoye, Inglis, Demahi. They've got to get something out of them, and what have they got so far? Not a huge amount.
Nice pass inside, and great defense from Smith, who just picked the pocket of Ndoye.
Yeah, just danced around the young fella.
Loose ball into the hands of Gray. And there's that man, John Brown.
Wow. I'll tell you about, even his grandmother stitches her pockets up when he comes around the house. He will go after anything for a steal.
Well, Martin, you're right. So just looking at Damien Inglis, he has 1 point, and Ndoye with 4 points. So you're right, they're not pitching in a lot.
But it's not even their offensive output, Liam. It's the fact that they're not giving them anything defensively. Demahi getting taken to the rack early in the third period by Theodore. Uggetti picking up 4 fouls, giving up the and 1. And Ndoye, that post-up at the other end, having it stolen by Smith. These are the micro-aggressions that will cost you a game. But they're back in the lead. That's something to be really enthusiastic about if you are Monaco.
So Monaco up a penny as Kazan look to try to get their noses in front here. Offense is going through the hands of Jordan Theodore. Weaves to the basket, extra pass to Smith. And Smith misses the mid-range jump shot. White can't convert the pass ahead to Gray. An easy 2 as Gray leaks out and lays it up and in.
This is a huge close to the third period. If they can stop them again and keep them under 20, they've conceded 18 points. This will be a massive psychological boost.
Isaiah Cannon. Isaiah Cannon gets it to go right at the death of the third quarter.
Well, that was a tough bucket at the end, wasn't it, by Cannon, the big guy. This is the weapons UNICS have, the guys that can create their own shot and get to the bucket. But Monaco, they're playing like the mouse that roared right now, pesky and aggressive, staying with it.
At the end of 3 quarters of play, score very close. Monaco up by 165-64 over the guests from Kazan. And Martin, the 2 halves have been like mirror images. In the first half, Monaco came out and went to a lead early. Kazan had to respond in the second half. It was Kazan who started the much sharper of the 2 teams. And all credit to Monaco, who came back as we show you third quarter highlights.
Well, the thing about the highlights, Liam, is they show you just that, the highlights. But what they won't show you is how tough Monaco knuckled down defensively as a team. Overall, that's a big statement to win that quarter.
Yeah, Monaco won the quarter margin 23-20. They were soft defensively in the second quarter where they conceded 26 points. So they certainly tightened up here.
And to be fair, they were soft for the first 5 minutes of the third period as well. Don't forget, they fell down by 10 points. And then their defense picked up. Granted, UNICS made a couple of mistakes. But look at those numbers. They've still got the edge on the backboards. They've evened up the turnovers. The assists are pretty even. Shooting percentages are in favor of the home team. So this is going to come down to which team gets the most possessions now. UNICS have taken 10 more two-point shots than Monaco. That's why they are right there with it. Their percentages are off. So if Monaco, again, can take away second opportunities, do not turn the ball over. They can do it. If they get that win, it's almost like all bets off and you go for game 2 and 3.
Well, fourth quarter, Monaco start with possession. Kazan in straight man-to-man defense, and Doy rides the screen of Mathias Lessort. Here's Gray. Bost will let fly. His shot just rims out. Unlucky for D. Bost as he came open off some pick-the-picker action.
He was half a step beyond where he wanted to be. You see, he caught it and it was just outside his comfort range. Better defense by Doy there. Much better defense. The thing is, they're not going to make massive plays. You're just got to make solid plays. Just play solid. Doy, I mean, you've got the length. If you can stop Theodore from driving past him, that's fine. If Theodore beats him by shooting 3 pointers from half court, Coach Mitrovic can live with that.
Just a foul from behind as Theodore uses the high ball screen to try and carve out some space.
That's okay. That's okay for Doy. That's not, you know, that we can live with that. You know, he's still young. This kid's probably got another 15 years in his career. So this is a learning process. The problem is in the finals of the 7 days EuroCup, you got to play like a seasoned vet.
Just 23 years of age in his first ever EuroCup season. And Doy from Dunkirk in France. And Smith, his jump shot rattles the rim.
Well, the thing is with Jamal Smith, all you can do is challenge a shot. You're not trying to block it, just challenge it. That's what Gray did an excellent job of last time.
Gray bisects 2 defenders, leans in a lane, it won't go. Picks up his own miss.
I said, sometimes the ball just got to bounce your way. You've got to airball though, so you got to get this off. Oh.
Well, D. Bost,
what a bucket.
Hangs in the air and he scores over Jamar Smith.
Great recognition of the shot clock as well, because Rob Gray shot the air ball. And there at the other end, and Doy doing exactly what he wanted.
Cannon, his shot too strong! And a tip in by John Brown.
Elevation or what?
Well, Rob Gray becoming more influential in the game as he's seeking out his offense. Here comes Bost, gonna run Theodore off 2 screens. That's a bomb from D. Bost, and it hits the front of the rim, and he gets the roll.
Hit the scoreboard.
Oh, unlucky from D. Bost. That one came from France.
Yeah, he wanted to go to the logo.
Goodness me. He ran his defender off 2 screens. He came wide open, and he had one thing in mind, and that was to let it fly.
And again, it was probably just a step beyond his range. See, he wants to curl a little bit closer. He could make the shot, obviously. We see short off the front iron. That's the centimeters that this game can be decided by. But you have to keep saying it. They're still in the lead.
Kazan, Theodore across the midcourt stripe as he is guarded closely by Ndoye. The alley-oop. Oh. Perfect screen and roll from Theodore to Brown.
Well, he shook them up at the first screen at the top of the 3-point line. Defense couldn't recover, and then Theodore, he knows that 0-0's got springs.
Gray, deep 3, off the mark.
Yeah, could have got a better shot than that.
Yeah, Theodore finds space, and then Lessort makes him turn back. Now, Brown to Holland. It's 5 out right now, no post player for Kazan. And good defense by Rob Gray. 2 seconds left on the shot clock.
Well, Rob Gray turned himself into a defensive superstar now.
What a pass here from Theodore, and 0-0.
Yeah, with the finish.
Goes to the rim. John Brown now with 8 points. Good closeout by Mathias Lessort as he deflects it. Gray in transition. Just can't find any consistency right now.
Yeah,
Rob Gray.
It's that same thing, Liam. He said, I'm open, so I got to shoot. You don't have to shoot. Just let's get the best shot we can.
He's 1 of 4 from behind the arc, Rob Gray. Theodore drops a pass that Brown gets on the end of.
Oh, that's a tough.
Smooth touch from John Brown.
That is a gutsy bucket, Brown. Broken play, fading away. That's it. It's that sort of like mid-range for a big man. He doesn't know if he wants to go for the jump shot or try and lean in, and in the end, just nothing but nets.
Right now, Mathias Lessort just directing traffic as Ndoye. Martin, once that shot clock gets under 10, you've got to be smart right now, because it's either Brown or Holland who commits the foul. There's 6 seconds left on the shot clock as we see that beautiful jump shot from John Brown.
Well, Liam, I'll tell you, Monaco, what they would benefit from right now is drawing fouls, because their offense has dried up here at the beginning of the 4th quarter. So if they can get fouls, count up, they can try and make a living at the free throw line.
Just the graphic on the bottom left of your screen, fans, you can see 1 team foul each for Monaco and Kazan as we're in the 4th quarter. Gray. And 1! Rob Gray goes to work in the paint, and the baby jump shot is good as he scores over Isaiah Cannon.
Wow, big time play by Gray, but sort of slack defense by UNICS. You know, how many assists has Rob Gray got tonight? I mean, I haven't even looked at that. If he's got 1, it was an accident. No, he hasn't got any, sure enough. This guy is a scorer. He gets the ball. You got to get the ball out of his hands. He's not thinking about passing.
He has got 18 points, and my partner's right, he has 0 assists, Rob Gray. Shots off the mark, and there's Klimenko.
Well, I said he wasn't going to get back in the game, and he gets back in. Has a huge play.
Yeah, he's in the right spot and goes straight up for the stick back, but fouled from behind by Rob Gray. Klimenko is 2 of 4 from the line so far tonight with 14 points on close to 17 minutes.
I wouldn't be surprised if this isn't the first time all season he's played in a game that was still active this late. So this is new territory for him with this team. He's done a terrific job all night, but he wasn't expecting to still be on the floor in the 4th quarter.
Knight gets to the basket easily on the left hand, and Monaco again get themselves in front as this game seesaws back and forth.
And what you like about that is Knight is coming off the bench. Oh my word! He's coming up with the goods, and he's doing it the same way. He's getting to the basket off that left-handed dribble. But then again, but the answer from Kazan. I mean, look at that, Cannon just drills the 3. Defense all over him.
Cannon now with 12 points. O'Brien back in the game. He lets fly from the corner and knocks down the 3-pointer.
Well, you got to say both these teams are coming up with huge plays.
We've got a barn burner brewing. Extra pass to Cannon. who hands it off to Klimenko, and Klimenko finishes. Martin, you know, I haven't seen Klimenko play this year, but I just love his soft hands. You know, he catches everything you throw at him. He can finish around the rim.
He just matched his career high as well, so I'm sure you like him. Coach Priftis loves him right now.
Here's Knight.
Send him right, don't let him go left.
On the left hand here, spots up from the elbow, it's short. And now it's numbers for Kazan in transition. Great defense by J.J. O'Brien. Did he get away with a backcourt violation? Knight from the corner.
Oh, didn't need the three. Oh, great.
Rob Gray is
Klimenko.
dispossessed by Klimenko. And right now, it's like a pickup game. And look at the hustle. As three players with their backsides on the deck.
Both teams want this really bad. And this is, I gotta say it again, Monaco could have this game under control if they just had a little bit better shot selection. Those open shots that they get at the beginning of the offensive set, it's great if they go, but if they don't, you haven't made the Kazan play any defense. So there's that freshness element, it's just grinding them down. They come down the other end and then you gotta play 10, 15 seconds defense. See, Knight was slow to get up that time, and he's breathing hard still.
Yeah, anytime you see a basketball player bent over, holding their shorts, you know they're out of breath.
Well, they're doing it in a game, they're out of breath. Doing it in practice, they're faking it. They're trying to say, Coach, I'm tired. I don't want to run anymore, suicide. But this team here, you've got to, I say, I'm so impressed that this game has lived up to expectations.
Theodore glides to the basket and finishes. We've got a technical foul here.
I think Brown might get that for flopping.
So Theodore scores.
Oh yeah, he dives. Watch Brown under the basket. He just dives out.
Might see it now from this angle.
Watch the way he goes down. And the Oscar for best flop in a EuroCup Finals game goes to, and that's why Brown got the tech. And it's his fifth.
It's his fifth as well, which is well spotted. Martin, as John Brown will have to exit. He's going to have to keep his composure now.
Yeah, because now if he gets to it, it will be a coach's technical.
So close game like this, Kazan score with the lay-in by Theodore. They go up by 3, and a technical foul, also a personal foul, so Brown will play no more part in this. The line on Brown tonight, he finishes with 10 points and 3 rebounds.
So until he had that play there, he'd almost played Lessort to a tie, but they've got Artem Klimenko, who's played like Arvydas Sabonis out there tonight, so they've got 27 points out of the 5 position.
17 from Klimenko and 10 from Brown.
Yeah, Brown did get pushed on that play, but he went down like a ton of bricks. He should have just let the referee see the play.
J.J. O'Brien picks and pops, strings it.
What a time to come up with a play. And that is Coach Mitrovic. He's called that offense. This is the team. They're feeling like they're a team of destiny right now.
Klimenko in the high post. He's in 2 minds now from the dots. Got it. You can see he's just tentative offensively, isn't he?
He probably hasn't touched the ball this much this late in the game in his whole career. He's like, what am I supposed to do? And he said, well, hold on. I got 17 points. Oh, I'm kind of nice. I'm the game's leading scorer.
Right now he's guarding Mathias Lessort. It is a battle inside as both players try to establish position.
Foul. Clever defense by Kazan, whatever the outcome of this game. That's just their 3rd foul. So Monaco's not been able to get healthy at the free throw line.
Yeah, good foul discipline from both teams here in the 4th quarter. Monaco with just 2 team fouls, Kazan with 3. We're gonna get a timeout as the players will head to the benches and get some instructions. And we have got a classic here in game 1 of this 3-game series. And a chance now to bring you tonight's 7 days magic moment. You called it, partner. It is Artem Klimenko with the house call.
Yeah, chalk one up for the big man. Klimenko, a career night a 7 days magic moment. Marcus Knight. I like look at Marcus Knight. He looks at the referee. What do you want the referee to do? You just got punched on. Take that. I love that reaction from Knight. What do you have to play? He gets dunked there. He looks at the referee.
It's either the referee, Martin, or he's like, hey, this is not my man. Who's this guy? This is not my guy.
Oh, no, he's looking at the ref. What do you want the ref to do? You want the referee to call something? But that's when you've been dunked on that hard. You've got to find, so it's not your fault. Anything but me. Hey, ref, he traveled, double dribbled, goaltended.
Well, those are two of Artyom Klimenko's 19 points. He's got 5 rebounds. What has been a stupendous performance from a player who's usually a role player on this club.
5 minutes a game, he's not even a role player. He's a spectator. He's got a season ticket. Tonight, he is prime time. And he has taken Mathias Lessort to the well.
Here's Gray. Inside 3 minutes to play. Kazan lead by 1. Boss, little hesitation, dribble. Lost his balance. Now finds O'Brien from the elbow. It's off the mark. And White with the rebound.
Well, at this stage of the game now, Liam, this is when the coach's influence takes over. There's going to be no fast break basketball now. They've drawn up plays. It's the team that executes the best who will win.
Every possession so important.
That's a tough call. That hurts. Theodore played that for the pass the whole way. And then at the last second, you see Boss, he just threw his right arm out. If he just stood there, Theodore was in between, didn't know what to do, so I got to throw it up. Boss can be frustrated as he wanted, but he was in no man's land. The defense had done its job. And you bailed him out. If he makes the free throws.
Well, Theodore is only a 68% free throw shooter this season. Usually you expect your point guards to be automatic from the line.
Yeah, but how many has he shot, though? He doesn't get a lot of shots off, does he?
Yeah.
You know, he's probably 90% in practice. I mean, tonight, this is going to be a big free throw night for him. Was he 4 or 5 so far?
They've got another chance here as there's a violation. White jerseys in too early. It's, yeah, you're right, Martin. Theodore is 4 of 5 from the line tonight, so 80%.
Semifinals, he was 10 from 11. So he has got free throw percentage skills, safe to say. Well, I'll tell you what, the UNICS first quarter, it looked like Monaco. First half, it looked like Monaco. Second half, it looked like UNICS pretty much the whole way, and yet Monaco are right there. Kazan are going to have to rely on their defense to win this one.
It is a 1-possession game as DeBost is across the half court. He'll step back for a 2 if it goes, and it does.
That's a good shot selection there. Bost is the finisher in this situation. He didn't go hunting for the 3-point line. He went hunting for points.
Bost with 16 points. Theodore drops it into Klimenko, and Klimenko again with another flush.
Wow. I can't even think of another superlative to give him. Klimenko. He'll be on the scan report on Friday, that's for sure.
Gray, little up fake. He's got all kinds of time to think about it, and he knocks down a 3. Rob Gray levels the score at 84 each with 1:30 to play here in game 1 of this 7 days EuroCup final series. Klimenko. Well, I tell you, Martin, you got to give him credit because his defender, Lessort, just sags off of him, and he just takes the space and he goes right to the rim.
Well, the thing is, tell he's not the scan report because Lessort jumped out to stop Theodore from penetrating. But when the ball goes to Klimenko, the rest of the Monaco team, they've got no instructions because he's not even there. He's like, hold up, they didn't tell me what to do. So they're just standing there watching him. And he's being so aggressive. Normally, you'd expect him to throw up a brick, turn it over, trying to get rid of it. But because he's having the game of a lifetime, he will be on the back page of the sports papers in Kazan tomorrow morning.
Well, he makes one of two from the trip to the line this time, and he gets Kazan up a point.
And what he does is he gives Coach Priftis an extra weapon for the remaining games. Win or lose, you say, oh no, this is somebody that they've got to be ready for.
Well, are you surprised by this substitution now that he comes out and?
No, because they're doing, well, I believe offense, defense, Klemenko. No, what they want a switching option. Everyone can switch now.
Here's Bost. Finds Gray. Gray inside to Lessort. Lessort fouled by John Holland.
Yeah, and you see that defense there, to your point. Flamenco, they can't switch like that. If you end up with Holland on Lessort, good job by Monaco finding him. With Klemenko's on the floor, White could not make that switch and go out. So White switched that onto Bost. Klemenko could not make that switch.
It's the fourth foul on John Holland.
Now there's pressure. Now, Lessort, you're all on the line. 1 minute left at the free throw line. 1 point game in the 7 days EuroCup Finals.
Well, he didn't flinch, did he? That was as pure as you like.
He's a top quality player.
He won the MVP in the quarterfinals. And he nets both free throws. Exactly what you talked about earlier, partner. This is the chess game now as the coaches take control. Timeout here for Kazan as Coach Priftis wants to manage this possession. Martin, if you're Monaco, do you stay in man-to-man? They have shown some pressure. They've shown some 2-2-1 press. What do they do coming out of the timeout here?
Yeah, you're going to do what just about every other team in Europe is doing, switching man-to-man, trying to stop the penetration. Interesting to see the lineup because Smith has been sort of in and out. He had that sort of streak of being in the third period. They haven't even got Jamar Smith in the game right now. And that's the best three-point shooter in the history of the EuroCup. So there's no question that Coach Priftis is trying to get to the basket. If you're Monaco, you're looking to switch, but you want Lessort to be able to protect the rim.
Yeah, Jamar Smith has just 2 points tonight. He's played a shade under 14 minutes. It looks like he's going to come in. Nice pass here to Klemenko, who rises to flush.
Well, so he's talking about what Monaco's going to do there. And of course, I'm part of the big man brigade, but I would actually put Klemenko back in because Monaco still don't know what to do with it. So you can penetrate and kick to him at any point in time.
Looks like Klemenko's still rooted to the bench. It looks
oh, no, he's done now. A minute left in the game.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that sometimes a player's having the game of a lifetime, you just let him roll. They are not guarding him at the defensive at that end of the floor.
So Monaco show pressure up the floor. Straight man-to-man.
Yeah, you can play straight man-to-man because you're only down by 1. What you don't want to do is give up a three-point player or a three-point basket.
Jamar Smith back in the game for UNICS. Theodore finishes as he blows by Mathias Lessort. And it's a timeout now from the Monaco bench. Theodore goes right at Lessort and finishes. A hard-nosed basket here from Jordan Theodore.
Tough bucket by Jordan Theodore, but that was a switch did not need to happen. Wasn't a genuine screen. And when he did get that way, Lessort, you've got to try and get him on his right hand, off his right hand. You gave him the angle. Lucky to get away without a foul.
So question now, Martin, if you're Monaco, listen in.
Koliko kod ima snapa da imamo prvi timeout 1-4 koliko onda bi imao 2-1 ako su strane. Side. Let's play like a special one, but listen. Play. I don't want to pass. I want to pass to Jay. And after go can go. And let's play.
I can't really hear much, Martin, can we? But if you're Monaco now, we're inside minute to play. Do you take the ball full court or do you advance it into your half court?
I think he advances the half court. Minimize the opportunities for things to go wrong. You know the key weapons here. It's Gray and Bost. Knight, if he is the third option. But you've got time. You know, there's 48 seconds left. So you move to the front court, it's a 14-second offense. So there's 3, maybe 4 sets left in this game. For both teams now, the objective is to convert your opportunity. The team that makes the mistakes is the one that loses.
Both teams are in the penalty on the next foul. Boss to bring it in. Exchanges with O'Brien. Lessort wide open. Boss can't find him. Here's O'Brien now on the left hand. Gets in the lane. The little turnaround by O'Brien. It rims out. It just wouldn't fall for him. Gray with a 3. It's off the mark. O'Brien offensive rebound. He'll kick to Boss. 2 lets fly. The Boss shot is short. Another offensive rebound by Marcus Knight.
Panic. Well, Gray had a shot he had to take. Boss. Well, it's fair enough to take that shot, but wow, suddenly they come alive on the offensive backboards. But again, the shot selection, just maybe we could have just worn them down a little bit.
Well, Martin, Monaco are the best offensive rebounding team in the league. They average 13 offensive rebounds per game. And to be honest, Kazan's done a good job keeping him in check. They had, I lost track now because there were so many in quick succession, but right now they only have 9 offensive rebounds, but they got 3 in this critical possession.
Yeah, exactly. Well, these are 2 great offensive rebounding teams. In the first half, Kazan won't even go into the backboards offensively. They've done much better job here in the second half, but Monaco, they've gone to their secret weapon in crunch time. And they got the right guy shooting free throws as well. Knight shot the technical free throw earlier on. So he's the guy they want at the stripe. Now suddenly the pressure is on the team in green.
So the free throw there from Knight knots it up at 87 each.
Mitrovic, I swear he looks like he could be watching a Shakespeare in the Park with a cup of tea.
You're showing your English heritage there.
Oh, Shakespeare's international. Insert the name of suitable local playwright.
Well, we're going to get another timeout here as we get a chess match continuing between the coaches. And right now, Monaco up by 1. Martin, it's not supposed to be like this. Kazan beat Virtus Bologna twice, the team that went through the competition undefeated. Kazan proved their mettle in the semis. They're supposed to roll over Monaco tonight.
Yeah, but then again, Monaco did Gran Canaria in 2. And very few teams go down to Gran Canaria. That is the toughest road trip in the EuroCup. They say it's in Europe. It's more like up the west coast of Africa. That's a rough road trip. But all the things I said about quarter scores, got to keep them under 20. With 27 seconds left, 1 point game, throw it out the window. It's over now. They say each team, in their own way, has found a way to convert. Monaco got the free throws this time. Time before, Theodore got the layup for UNICS. Who's going to be the hero this time? Because Monaco should get the ball back. Best thing that worst thing that could happen for Monaco would be for Kazan to miss a shot and then get an offensive rebound and have the last shot of the game.
Got 27 ticks left. And UNICS will take it out under their baseline, so they'll get a full 24 seconds as they manage the last possession here.
See,
Theodore.
Like I said to you before, the head coaches, they get paychecks as well. Priftis rolls the dice.
And Theodore has had the ball in his hands through large passages of the fourth quarter. Loses it. It's a steal.
Oh, they got it back.
Gray gets it now. Kazan have got a foul. Kazan have the foul. What a steal by Mathias Lessort.
Wow.
And Rob Gray will go to the line. What a bit of defense here. You've been preaching defense throughout this whole game, Martin. And there it is by Monaco.
Wow, Mathias Lessort. Don't forget the last time he went one-on-one with Theodore. Theodore drove into his chest and got the easy layup. This time Lessort shows no fear. And he goes in there, and I talked about the role players. because it was Ndoye who steps in and picks up the loose ball and saves it to a teammate. What a play. I just said that this game is going to come down to one play. Is that it? Who's to know?
Well, Gray knocks down the first free throw. This is the big one now. This makes the difference 3. Martin, if he makes this, and if you are Monaco, do you foul or do you just play straight defense?
You don't let him shoot a three-point shot. So yes, you foul.
He misses the free throw.
Foul's going to be on White underneath. Oh no, they've called Lessort for the push. Wow.
What a story this is now.
Right, so does UNICS even have a timeout left? They do not. First, you got to get the ball in, and then you got to get to the basket. Cannon would be my choice.
Theodore flashes back to get it. Theodore, is he going to go coast to coast? Theodore to tie the ball game. It's off the mark. Well, Jordan Theodore can't tie it up with the dribble drive. And Monaco win here in dramatic fashion in front of the great and the good here in the Principality of Monaco. What a win here in what proved to be a EuroCup classic as Monaco come out on top.
The Prince Albert will be knighting every player on that team. What a finish to the game. They got the job done by hook or by crook. And well, Liam, we got a series.
Well, what a perfect start. Here's the end, the final score in this one, as Monaco win at home against Kazan, 89-87. We'll talk now to the coaches first. The winning coach, Mitrovic.
After the game, man.
Congratulations, coach.
Oh, of course, thank you very much. Okay, game 1, our side. Now we understand. We go in Kazan in full gym, good atmosphere. I expect great basketball. That's all. Oh, of course, we play on the end in front of the fans. I really like and enjoy to play with my team there.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, the thoughts there of tonight's winning coach, and there he is. He's so composed. Kept his jacket on all night, and he's at the helm of an historic victory for his club. The first time that Monaco have ever won a game in the finals in the EuroCup.
Everybody, we ain't done. We haven't done anything. It's a best of 3 game, not 1 game series. So we did good tonight, but we ain't done.
Thank you, man.
The sentiments there of Mathias Lessort, 17 points and 5 rebounds. That was the opening score of the game. Lessort forced inside as we talk now to D-Boss.
Gave us a heart attack. How do you feel on the field?
I'm not happy with myself, but I'm happy we won. The series is far from over. It's a great team, so we expect the tough games.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, D-Boss finishes with 16 points and 6 assists. Not happy with his own individual performance, but certainly did enough tonight to keep the scoreboard ticking over. Made some big threes at different passages of the game. And so, Martin, Monaco did exactly what they're supposed to do, is win the game here at home.
Yeah, they've held home court, which is all you can ask. Cancel your plans for Sunday. You've got to sniff. This is good chance this is going to go to 3.
Well, Martin. but a historic win for Monaco. Martin, what do you see here in the numbers?
Well, seeing the numbers, the UNICS got the big number on top, is the one that they lose out on. They did a job, they won the back battle of the backboards, but you were talking about the individuals as well. Where was Jamar Smith? Where was Isaiah Cannon? Their main weapons did not come to play in the fourth quarter. And Monaco, we said those role players need to step up, and oh boy, did they massively.
So game 2 will be on Friday. We go to Kazan in southwest Russia on the banks of the Volga River. Jamar Smith finished with 2 points for Kazan tonight. We'll see if he can be better on Friday in game 2. From me, Liam Canny, and my partner, Martin Henlin, we will see you on Friday. It is au revoir from Monaco.
Et ça démarre.
Today's EuroCup in association with